crying out loud, Raven, you've done it again. Just when I've accepted my fate, disappointment, whatever you want to call it here, you put some cryptic nonsense out there that gives me that slimmer of hope. You did it again. Today we're tossing on our tinfoil hat because in the mid-season update, Season 5 Reloaded blog post detailing the content to come, there's just one bit that was cryptic beyond belief, but may bring that discussion of Dark Aether finally being introduced into Warzone back on the table for the first time in a while. So today we're going to break down what you need to know here, but as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you get out of this sort of cryptic stuff with Call of Duty and Raven here out of the blog post? Do you think it points to anything else? Do you hope to see Dark Aether within Season 5 Reloaded? Let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Vanguard, Warzone with Season 5 Reloaded update, and of course, the beta coming right around the corner. Make sure you stick it here on the channel so you don't miss a single thing. That said, let's jump into the theory at hand here. So listen, man, it's been a while since we've gone and made any theory video, and I could be right, and it's quite possible I could be wrong. I just saw this little bit and was like, man, can this finally be it? And I hate beating the dead horse because it's been so long. I mean, if you want to get technical, it's been 8 months and 20 days. 263 days total since December 15th when we first learned that Zombies content and customization would not be making its way into the game upon Warzone's integration of Cold War content. Nearly 9 months at this point. Guys, we have a new game coming out in 2 months' time, and we don't have Zombies Mastery Camos. But since Season 3, Amos Hodge, creative director at Raven, addressed content creators and press alike in a pre-season debrief talking about the new version of Verdansk that we'd be seeing at that time and the content to follow as well. And when asked about Dark Aether if it was finally coming to the game, we got a standard PR non-answer kind of circle roundabout of no direct yes and no direct no. Instead, we got something along the lines of our goal is to be 1-to-1 on cosmetics, so it's something we're aware of, the community wants, and we're working on it. But since then, well, nothing. Now, I'd all but kind of given up hope for the prospect of this since that pre-Season 5, we had seen so much evidence pointing to the fact that it was all but seemingly finished and completed in a build for Warzone with data miners and leakers simply accessing the game files and allowing the camos to be applied. It had menu UI attributes and functionality, it had weapon texturing with no bugs, it seemingly had everything it needed but didn't make it to the game in Season 5. For what reason? Who knows? Personally, I'd maybe put a wager on the theory that tracking could have been an issue given that every camo we have in Modern Warfare and Cold War's MP that has been integrated into Warzone, that is a clear path to unlock via Warzone in particular, as well as the base version and premium title of the game, while Zombies camos, well, it'd be impossible to complete those challenges in Warzone only if you didn't own Cold War. But regardless, that's my theory. That's where we are right now and up until this point. But in yesterday's blog post detailing a little bit about what we'd see in Season 5 Reloaded, we got some interesting cryptic teases here. Crunched in below the discussion about the new content, the new numbers event and all, there's a section labeled Rogue Transmission Incoming. It details that as this announcement was drafted, HQ has received the preceding image above. Perhaps Raven Software will help make sense of this in their upcoming patch notes. This is not the only intel we received. Here's what another source who is deeply embedded within NATO sent us. As the numbers event goes online, intel suggests that Redacted are under Verdansk and that Redacted has gone AWOL. Their position is reportedly related to coordinates for these Redacted. This has led NATO to send in Special Agent Redacted to stop this unauthorized operation, as it could jeopardize the agency in discovering and stopping Redacted. Now, right off the rip, I'm skeptical, as naturally I think we all should be. It's been so long, so why does this even come up as a possibility again? I mean, we do have that sort of play on the redacted stuff, which we had seen additionally a few lines above that in the blog post when detailing the Iron Trials 84 mode that stated classified weapons. Be certain you redacted, as these can redacted. Critical information we hope won't get redacted. So like that could be the case where it's connected, but I feel like that would almost be super redundant at that point to mention that specific bit twice about classified weaponry. And what's curious about this is that it's tethered to the numbers event, which is why my mind immediately went to, well, was it those classified weapons with the Iron Trials, since that's coming in season, as is the numbers event. It's not happening right at launch. But that again just doesn't make sense. So my mind then shifted to maybe number-specific uniforms, cosmetic rewards, which do make a bit more sense, but I'm still not entirely sold. What has me thoroughly intrigued is perhaps correct, or perhaps just me kind of wishing it into a logical explanation. Dark Aether Camo. Now, I want you to take a look at the image on screen right now. That's the attached image that came along with this section of intel in the blog post, but keep in mind and consider these key bits. There are circles around the operators and uniforms, sure, but every weapon canvas is crossed out. You can make out the barrel on the right side operator's weapon, but in regards to where a camo would go, that customization on each weapon, all of that is obstructed from view and sort of crossed out or redacted. Now, that's not much, sure, but I also want to bring some attention to the style in which this image is presented. To my knowledge, this beat up, found footage imagery and photograph style of design has only been used for zombies in Black Ops Cold War. And my mind immediately jumps to that old found footage prefacing Die Maschine in the intro cinematic for that, and then the additional promotional letters and images we'd seen for zombies maps and outbreaks since the launch of the game. The also mention of perhaps Raven Software will make sense of this in their incoming patch notes. That's likely pertaining to the Season 5 Reloaded patch notes, something that a classified weaponry or something like that pertaining to a game mode wouldn't likely be explicitly broken down in. Couple that then in with the fact that these camos have been just lying dormant, seemingly finished for months now, it makes sense, right? Like, I'm not losing my marbles, am I? Additionally, I do think that there's a little bit more independent of just the potential for zombies camos that this points to, or maybe even combines both zombies and multiplayer a little further, because we do know that we're trying to set up and use Warzone as kind of the canon builder, the canon universe here with it, and with zombies and multiplayer sharing worlds from Outbreak and things like that, the crossover may be there, but it might not be as apparent as if it was just presented like these two characters and two sides of the story walking up and interacting with each other. The rest of that final paragraph might deal with something that could cross over and explain how we finally get Dark Aether in Warzone, but of course that again goes on to say intel suggests that Redacted are under Verdansk and that Redacted has gone AWOL. So setting up two things of importance here, I think. Firstly, narratively, we'll see a character go on here with this, and if I'm guessing, I would probably say that's Adler. We've kind of been building to Adler going AWOL for quite some time now. He's been brainwashed since the Hunt for Adler event back in Season 2, I think that was. And of course, with the Groundfall event and that cutscene that we got to start off Season 4, we do know that he was kind of working with Perseus, even if he doesn't realize it, where he took that transponder from the satellite that had crashed and then has told his team that it broke up on impact. So it's quite possible that that is the subject here, Adler. Going further, their position is reportedly related to the coordinates for these Redacted, maybe with the broadcast stations. This has led NATO to send in Special Agent Redacted to stop this unauthorized operation. This could be where that crossover happens. Of course, we have Hudson coming with Season 5 Reloaded, so that could work out, but if you also recognize somebody else in the Black Ops Cold War universe right now that has the Special Agent title, that's Gregory Weaver. Then finally, as it could jeopardize the agency in discovering and stopping Redacted, likely Perseus. Of course, those operators now with Stitch, Naga, Wraith, Kassoon, and all of them, they of course are acting as Perseus. So that could be something here, and the only final Redacted that we couldn't quite fill in via Mad Libs here is that initial mention of intel suggests that Redacted are under Verdansk. And if we were seeing a crossover or something like this to explain why Dark Aether could be added into Warzone or something like that, it could easily end up making it some Dark Aether crystals or something like that. And what would be beautiful is that not only then would we get a lot more narratively explained here, but we'd finally maybe see a shift in terms of map usage, in terms of being able to look into those mines that we'd seen teased and previewed since the trailer showcasing Verdansk 84 all the way back before Season 3. We could finally see maybe those bunkers opened up across the map here that are underneath some buildings and kind of hidden in plain view. We could maybe see those cargo containers lifted off, maybe showcasing some drilling material going into the underground of Verdansk, mining some of those ether crystals. So it could be something that again ties this all together, where maybe we just cracked the code, or maybe this is the craziest crackpot theory that is so far off base. But either way, I thought it was pretty interesting, and I really hope that we see some of this happen, because I think that has insanely cool implications here for the future in delivering content, but also narrative delivery in terms of wrapping up what we have here for Black Ops Cold War, given we only have one more season to see this stuff progress. So that said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this here? Or do you think this is a crackpot theory? Do you think it makes sense? What do you think? Let me know down below, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing running all things Warzone, Vanguard. We have so much stuff here coming up you do not want to miss. So if you guys want to stay busy with all of that, hit that subscribe button. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with us on YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever the case may be, that link is down there in the description below. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.